All right, we're back. I have a challenge in front of me. Zach Ewing, Trevor Horn with you. In the Californians' offices, we are now with the twins from Frontier, Ben and Alex Hibbert. And I cheated because I would not know you guys apart, frankly, except that I memorized where you sat down. And so that's Ben and that's Alex. And they are hurdlers. They are, consider yourself sprinters or middle distance? I don't know. What do you?
Sprinters.
Okay. So sprinters and hurdlers, and both going to compete in Arcadia this weekend. Alex, just coming back from a hamstring injury, you said?
Yes.
And running in the sprint medley relay?
Yeah.
And the 200?
Yes, 2248.
And then Ben, you're going to be in a few more, the SMR, the 200, and the 110 hurdles, correct?
Yeah, and the 4x4.
And the 4x4. Okay, so you have a busy weekend in front of you at the Arcadia Invite. We're doing all track and field today on BVarsity Live, as we like to do. I'm surprised Lewis is not in here, frankly.
He's obviously got to be stuck in a meeting because he would be.
That man
loves
him some track and field.
Yes,
he was an 800 runner way back in the day. Like,
before we talk about anything they're doing now, how in the world are you guys 29 minutes apart? How did your mother suffer through that?
Who's the older one?
Me.
Okay, Alex is the older one.
Yeah.
Tell us your memories of that. No, I'm just kidding.
There we go.
Well, I felt a strong kick, and then
All of a sudden,
yeah.
I've often thought about that actually, and again, because we're having my wife and I have another baby this year. What that first moment is like for a person? It's got to be terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
Turn the lights off and get me a blanket.
But, okay, yeah, seriously. What stories have you heard about those moments? Let's go there. 29 minutes. I mean,
that's a long time.
Now, your parents knew they were having twins, right?
Yeah, they knew. I heard that my mom, she wasn't too happy with me there for a little bit. I mean, I didn't make it the easiest thing in the world on her, so I don't know how ready she was to
wait that long.
Yeah. And I mean, usually we're talking like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But has that manifested itself in life? Are you late to stuff? I mean,
yes, the answer is yes. He was almost late today.
I got home today. I got out of school. I got home, and one step in the door, and this kid is already telling me I'm late.
So
get going.
you are the early bird.
Yes, I like to be at least a couple minutes early.
Okay.
Him
So that's funny the way it's happened. Now, do you guys have the famous twin connection? I mean, do you feel each other's pain? Do you know where each other are and stuff like that?
We think a lot of the same things. Like someone or one of us will go up and ask someone a question, and then shortly after, the other one will come up and ask the same question without knowing the first one had asked. But not any of the other stuff.
Did you both get into track at the same time? I mean, you obviously same events now. You have the same body type and that sort of thing. But was it always the same event, or did you sort of funnel that way?
It's always been the same event. When like 7th grade, we would see videos of ourselves and we couldn't tell which one was which because we would be so close together. And we look so much alike. It's always been the same events.
So you yourselves would not be able to tell each other apart. That's awesome.
It got challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, now I never feel bad about not being able to tell twins apart.
Is there a difference? Like, do you tell people a way to tell? There's nothing.
It's just something you kind of figure out over time. There's nothing very specific.
Right.
About it.
And you guys have to have the same haircut.
I know. I was going to say
that's
just
your sideburns the
I had
same
it
length.
first.
One of you can't grow a mustache or a goatee or anything. Thanks.
We grow at the same time.
We trade back and forth a little bit, but it's not anything
permanent.
That's incredible.
Right.
So this season, obviously, Ben, it's been very successful for you so far. Alex, was it painful for you, or did you take it as an opportunity to kind of back your brother a little bit more while you were going through your recovery process?
A little of both. I mean, it was definitely hard to sit on the sidelines and watch, all these guys from the area and the valley do really well, and it made it a little bit better that he was the one doing the best, But I was definitely willing and able to cheer him on as much as I could, and I had no problem doing that.
Hurdles have really come on strong. Obviously, you have Morgan on the girls' side, and before that, there was a couple of others. But on the boys' side, too, I'm thinking of Christian King from Centennial a few years ago. And it really seems like it's a sport that's taken off in Kern County the last just 3-4 years. Is there any rhyme or reason to that? Is that just athletes come along? Is there a coach that's the common denominator here or anything?
Well, I mean, I know at our school, our coach, Mr. Gaeta, I mean, he's fantastic. Obviously, everyone knows his son, Gabe.
Right, who was a great hurdler last year.
Oh,
yeah.
he was amazing.
He wears Vans. Lewis wanted me to add that.
He does wear Vans. The group that came out of last year, Gabe, Derek Vickers was in there,
Right.
Isaac Clark,
Right.
Alec Benavidez, Tristan Watson. All those guys it astounded me looking there. I mean, I'd be in lane 1, lane 7 of those heats and running against them, it shocked me how fast they would run.
It was fun to watch.
We
And
had
then
some videos
now
here. I
it's
mean, they had
you
some
in lane-
battles.
Now it's you in lane 4 this year. Here you are going up against Alex Galland of Liberty. So kind of the two of you. Do you feel more comfortable in the 300 or the 110?
110s for sure this
Okay.
year. I mean, I feel like 110s I'm really starting to hit like my rhythm and whatnot. And the 300s I'm getting a lot more comfortable, but I'm still figuring out my steps to the first hurdle off the start and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Did you see it coming, guys? That that Isaac and Derek and Gabe and all those guys were graduating, and that there was going to be sort of an empty throne. I mean, did you see that?
That was kind of our motivation, I think. I mean, those 4 or 5 guys, they were the top seniors last year, and if you look below that, it was just kind of an even playing field. No one had really established themselves, and it was just part of our motivation over the summer and end of the season was to make yourself the top dog. Assert yourself and make a name for yourself right off the bat.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, and obviously you've had a chance to do that. Is there a goal this weekend? And I know you're not going to get a chance to run the hurdles, but Alex, this weekend, a time you'd like to go, a place you'd like to go. I don't know how much you know about your competition, but is there a specific goal you have this weekend to make a statement with?
My 110s, I'm definitely looking to go under 15 this weekend.
Okay.
I came close at Sanger, had a mishap on the last hurdle, but this weekend I'm pumped to get the chance to go under 15.
What did you run at Sanger?
All right. Here's the 110 at current invite.
Okay.
At Sanger, I ran a 15:08, but the last hurdle I stepped down on and I completely destroyed it. Flipped it like 7 feet in the air
Wow.
and stumbled into the lane next to me and came back in. So I got disqualified from the
DQ'd.
race, but I saw the time before they.
The 15:08 would have been a PR. Is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he was beating Isaac Lepke was in the race. He was one of the top hurdlers in the valley too, and he was beating him by a step. Isaac came out at 14.6.
Wow.
He was close. He just kind of hit that last one.
Did something go? Did a step go wrong, or was it just a weird?
It was a windy day,
Okay.
and with each hurdle, I could feel myself getting closer and closer, and over the 9th hurdle, I knew he was right there, and I lost my concentration for just a second and came up on 10 too fast. Couldn't get my leg up in time, and
Lesson learned, though, I guess.
yeah,
That's
oh
it.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Here's something unique I want to know. Throughout the time that you guys have been running, has there ever been a time where you have been in side-by-side lanes in an event, and they've looked and go, who's in what?
All the time.
How does that situation go when you guys are lining up in the 110 hurdles and it's, lane 4, Ben Hibbert from Frontier. In lane 5, it's Alex Hibbert from Frontier. And everybody looks at you and goes, okay, we don't know who's who, other than the fact you guys are in a lane assignment.
Yeah, normally, I mean, if we finish the race and they're confused, we are pretty much left to sort it out ourselves, to explain to them who is who and who finished where. I mean, some of those people are just, I feel bad.
How many classes do you guys have together?
This year? Do we have? We don't have one this year.
We had one last year. We fooled our math teacher.
I was going to say, there have to be some good teacher fooling
Yeah,
stories.
shout
in
out to Mr. Kimmel. I switched seats with Alex all the time. You didn't know it.
He had no clue.
here. So he would just call on you based on where you were sitting, I
Yeah,
guess.
pretty much.
And then, what kind of fun can you have with that? Have you guys experiment? Not just in that case,
You
but
can have quite a bit of fun. I mean, even when it comes to running, last year at the Ventura invite, only he was entered in the 300s, I think, but he was tired that day, and I was feeling pretty good, so I got in.
wow.
And I took his number and stuff, and they had no clue, and just kind of went with it,
And so it went down as his time, but you were yeah.
Or last week, they called check-ins out at Sanger, and the lady who was checking in, she knows this pretty well, but I went in and checked in for him so he could have some extra time to stretch, and she
That's
had
an
no clue.
added advantage.
No doubt.
We were. I was having a conversation today, and we were dorking out, and we were like, "If you had a superpower, what would it be?" And like 3 out of 4 people that I was with all said teleportation, and it's almost like you guys have your own teleportation because you're like, "I don't want to go for me," and you don't have to do it yourself. So it's almost the same thing. You don't have to do the movement from place to place. You just have that availability to stay here and then be there and then come right back.
Yeah.
I'm a dork.
Oh, I was gonna say that was my takeaway from that comment, but I already knew that, so okay.
Thank you.
It's okay. I am too. Moving forward, guys, you're juniors, right?
Juniors, yeah.
So we're not
Wait, you're
talking.
both juniors? I'm joking. I'm joking.
That was good. We're not ready to talk recruiting yet necessarily, but have you guys thought about college where you might want to go? Stay close to home, go far away, go together, separate?
But that's a question we get a lot. Are you going to go to college with
Right.
your twin? And I guess we're just starting to get into that process. I was watching Maggie. She said as she was just getting into it, we're about the same about the same step. And I don't know. I'm really down to go anywhere. Like I wouldn't mind going to the East Coast, down south. I'm up for whatever. So,
but you sounds like maybe you guys haven't thought about whether you'd separate. I mean, do you think that would bother you? I mean, I know some twins. I think it would.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd definitely be strange. I mean, I see him every day, and just to not see him for months at a time would just kind of be different. But I think we could handle it. I think it'll probably be a decision we make like right before. I'll have a decision. I think I'm gonna go here, and then he'll have a decision. I think I'm gonna go here, and then
ultimately you have to make your own decisions, and whether it
and
happens
if it's the same. Then
I'm gonna guess you make your decision 29 minutes before him. It's like,
there we go.
Okay,
something like that.
Before we go to our break, Ben, you and I had a nice conversation a couple weeks ago where I was like, "Hey, you follow us on Instagram at BVarsity Live?" And you're like, "Oh yeah," and then you said. You and I had a nice little fun talk about a Twitter exchange that we had when I first took this job back in August, where you and I had the bet on the Ole Miss Boise State game.
Yes.
And
never
so
bet against
Ben,
the SEC.
you are Zach will like this. You're a fan of Mizzou.
Yeah,
that's
Missouri
right.
all the way. We grew up actually in Columbia, Missouri, right there where the Tigers are.
Did you hear that they're going to move Shakespeare's Pizza?
No.
They have to tear it down and move it because they're building apartment buildings on top of it, and then it's going to come back.
They're just gonna move the whole thing.
They're gonna move it down the block, build the apartments, and then when it's ready, they'll move it back.
That was one of the best.
Wow.
But that's like sacrilege. Yeah. See, nobody else knows what we're talking about.
He
like this stuff.
He couldn't go an entire hour talking about track without showing up. Look, he's got a tie on. This is a Lewis tie.
That actually makes me nervous that Lewis is wearing a tie. It makes me feel like I'm in trouble.
Somebody's probably going to get fired.
So anyway, I didn't know that. Otherwise, we would have spent the whole 15 minutes talking about Columbia. But because I haven't been back since I graduated. So that's a possibility, I would guess, is going back to Columbia. When did you move out here?
We moved out here the beginning of 8th grade. That was actually from a spot in Illinois. We moved out of Columbia, I don't remember, 3rd grade, something like that.
Wait a minute, we're in Illinois.
Jacksonville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my parents live in Peoria, Illinois now, so that would have been that's not that far away.
Yeah.
So this is weird.
I actually had email contact with the Missouri coach the other day. So
okay.
That's
very
an
cool.
option.
Yeah. So anyway, go Mizzou.
Absolutely.
Basketball season's over. That's a good thing, I think.
Yes,
That's a
it
very
is.
good thing.
Solid.
And
Go Broncos.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Who? Who? How did their tournament experience turn out?
They had to play a road game.
Hey, they got.
They had to play a road
the
game.
The correct response was, "How did Missouri's tournament experience turn out?"
There was none.
Because there wasn't. Yeah, there was none. There was.
In his defense, Sarah Harvey goes to Boise, and I mean I can support that.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have anything against Boise. I just like making fun of Trevor. So, guys, thanks for coming in. Ben and Alex, right?
Yes.
Okay. You wore the. Wait, do you have bracelet? The bracelet on too? Or is that okay? So I could have played that game too.
There
But
you go.
anyway, Ben Hibbert, Alex Hibbert, we appreciate you guys joining us. Good luck this weekend, the rest of the way, and we will keep track of you guys on BVarsity.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with our final segment on BVarsity Live right after this.